This is Brian from Savage Board Gaming. On this gameplay review of Azul, don't gift tiles to your opponents. This is Brian from the Savage Board Gaming channel, just doing a 3-player review of Azul gameplay. So let's start it off here with the initial layout of tiles, which will help guide us to where we're going to start the game, right? So normally I like to start in this middle row, but there's only 4 blue. So people aren't going to really want to fight over that. So I guarantee you probably like a yellow would be taken and placed somewhere, you know. So I think it's better just to go for these yellows first, right? Try to do yellow, red, black maybe, since there's so many of them. So let's see here. True blue is first. He grabs 3 blacks and puts them in the bottom row. Now, I think in my other video I explained how I don't like this as an opening move. Simply because it's taking a lot of tiles to fill this up. And then you're not going to build other tiles around it in that first round to score. So you're really hindering yourself right there by doing that. Yeah, just takes a yellow and puts it in his first column. Also, a lot of people don't do that. They normally try to fill these second and third first. Make the third row or the second row. And then add 1 to the top. But he's doing it backwards for some reason. So I'm going to take 2 black now. Just in case I can fill this out now. In case he doesn't want to take the 3, right? But he does take the 3. So he's put himself in a bad position to start, and he's taken a negative point for it. So okay, so yeah, does 2 blue to go with his yellow. It's a much more reasonable way of doing it, but like I said, I'm going for the red and the yellow here. So I take 2 yellow, because I know I'm not going to get the black, right? True blue then grabs 3 red. He's throwing a lot of resources into his first 2 moves of the game, right? With very little upside to it. They're not next to each other, right? So you're not going to score multiple points off of it. But, you know, maybe he has a strategy he's used in the past that worked. But, yeah, to me, that's not a viable option right there. Or yeah, it's actually trying to systematically go through this. This does make me see like what the turns are going to be like, right? True blue's going to want 1 red. Yeah, is going to want 1 white or light blue. So I kind of know what's going to happen the next few turns, right? So I just take my yellow. Not too concerned that they're going to take the red that I want. Yep. Take the 2 red. Now I need to put 1 in the top row, because these are the most important rows at the beginning of the game, right? You want 1 in each if you can. I'd prefer it to be the black, but unfortunately, yeah, it takes the black, and then I have to take the 2 yellow. Pretty successful first turn. Going to end up with 3 points. So you'll say, well, True Blue has 2 points. He's only 1 point behind you, right? So how did he do poorly? Okay, so what's he going to build off of? I would build off this blue if I was in his position, because there's all 8 spaces around it. It's also easier to fill, right? These first 3 rows. You don't need a 5 or 4 of the same color. So let's see what happens this turn. Whereas I've got a lot I can build off of. I think that's really the lesson here. So yeah, he's going for the 3 red. The problem with that is he's already wasted a turn trying to fill in this. And he's going to have to waste another turn because I'm going to take the 2 black from him. Right? So now he's stuck another turn where he's not going to fill this row in. So, true blue does not fill around this blue space at all. Yeah, I probably would have put 2 right here. But that's just my position on it. Like he can score 2 points here, right? Whereas if he puts 2 yellows here and then puts 3 blues here, he's scoring 1, 2, 3. He's scoring, I'm sorry, 1, 2. Then this will score 2, right? So that's 4 points instead of 2. This game's about squeezing out as many points out of this board as you can, right? And you can't do that by putting them in corners and on the edges of boards and stuff like that. So after filling in the black, I want to fill in these ones because I'm working towards the middle. The middle has more opportunity. It's going to connect to more things, right? So I get the 3 blue given to me by Yaya. Just combined them all up for me when they weren't there, and I reaped the benefits. I also got first player. So Yaya should be paying attention to what I'm doing, right? I've taken the 3 blues. I'm going to want the yellow, so he should stop me from taking yellow. So should true blue for that matter, right? He's got these yellows down here. You know, if he takes a yellow here, I may be less inclined to do a yellow right here because I know I won't finish it, you know? So he fills that in. I'm going to take this black here for my first row. It's a 3-point play, right? True blue. He is putting this here next to his blue. So I guess that's something. But yeah, it does me a huge favor. Puts the 2 yellows together for me. I fill in my last one here. Okay, so true blue finally understands that he needs to score points. Gets the yellow, so now he'll score 2. And then a 3, so that's 5 points. Yaya takes 3 blues. They're at least building around their column, even though it's more efficient to build on one side of it, right? So I have black here, yellow here. I'm building in this direction to the left of my board. This red 5 is a pretty good idea to build, right? So I just take the 2 reds. So say if that was like this blue at that point in time, I probably wouldn't have taken that. Plus I was going first the next round, so it helps me. The reason why I wouldn't have taken it is it locks down. Say, so if these were 2 blue, it locks down this row for me until I fill it up, and I don't have anything supporting this blue space, right? So I think that's a good term for it. Like what tiles are supporting the space where you want to play, right? So in this red line, This black tile is supporting it, which means it's going to give it points, right? You know, this white, light blue space, right, is supported by this blue, yellow, and black, right? So that's going to score me a lot of points, right? So doing these wild things of putting them out here on an island by themselves is probably not a good way to play, right? Right, so I want to try to fill these two up. Want to get one for the top somewhere, right? And we'll worry about this later, you know, these bottom rows later. So they leave me 2 blue. It's clear as day. I wanted 2 blue. Yeah, gave me 2 blue. I don't know why. But, you know, it's supported by these tiles here, right? Finally fills that in to free it up. It's a pretty good play. These tiles support the yellow. Definitely want to try to fill this in if I can. I think something happens where I don't fill it in though, because once again, is not paying attention to what I need, right? So out of these tiles out here, yes, I need this, right? But what other tiles are really good for me right now? So if you look at my board, this tile is very good. It's going to score me 4 points because it's being supported by the tiles in this column, right? So let's see here. He gave me all 4. Makes my job a lot easier. Just plug it right in. I need one for the top row. So any of these colors will work. So it's another turn where I score for 4 of my 5 rows. That's a 6-point play, a 5-point play, 4-point play, and a 2-point play. So as you can see here, I'm starting to pull away a slight bit. I get to go first again because they keep leaving me first player. So I fill in my column. Supported by all these tiles, right? 2 here, 2 here, and 2 here. Fairly well supported tile here for right? This one's only supported by the blue, right? So there's all these blues out here, right? Why not do the 3 blue? Gives you more points, right? Or there's not that many blacks, so you couldn't do this. At least not safely, right? Because once again, if you're focusing on the top, you should see I'm going to probably take either this or this, right? So let's go here. I just take a blue though, because at this point, I'm like, even though diagonals are not mandatory, it's probably good to get them. So if I had to, what color would be good for me? I have 3 yellow already. I would need 4 9 tiles to get all the yellow. Here, 1 and 5, 6 tiles, right? So to me, it's much easier to get blue as long as there's blue tiles out there, right? But I'm not going to complete that this turn. I'm more focused on these top rows. And then, of course, True Blue does take the 2 blue there, right? Okay. Not sure the significance of this. Like, you can't fill it this turn, you know. If I'm going to do this diagonal, I need to fill this up also, right? Yeah, goes for the 3 red. Take the yellow I need to fill out the 4th column. Just waiting for those blacks to go together, you know. Why take them separately when I know yeah will put them together for me? Which is what happens here. I shouldn't be laughing, but yeah, it's maybe a lack of understanding of the game, you know. He seems to be pretty new, but yeah, it just seems like he keeps giving me exactly what I need all game long here. So there we go. 4 more rows filled in. Not only that, I control the game here, right? I'm going to have 4, 4, 3. So I could end this game at any point I want. So if I see them trying to make a big move, I can just end the game. I'll probably have more points than they do. So and so forth, right? Okay, so these are strange turns, right? True Blue can actually take the blue tiles. He takes a light blue, white, and sticks it onto his factory floor. So he loses a point. Yeah, I can't take either color, but if you look at if he looks at my board, right, you can see it already coming together, right? I'm going to want blue. I would take the blue and then force me to either choose yellow or throw them on my factory floor. But he doesn't do that. Gives me 2 blue. Okay, I need 3 blue. There's only 3 out there. Somebody should block me at this point. True Blue should see that Yaya's not blocking me at all. He should see that he could put a 1 blue here and stop me. Takes 3 blacks. Puts them in the 4th row. I don't know if that was to stop me from getting this. Or stopping Yaya, who's like way behind from getting a 5th 5 here, right? To me, it doesn't make any sense. Yep. Yaya's not going to stop me. So what I do is I take the 1 and get first player. The reason why I do that instead of taking the 2 is that way if they do block me, I'll get first. I'll get first turn there. You have to see about if there's some way I can stop the sound here. So it's starting to get a little bit annoying here. Okay, so True Blue finishes his black here, which is actually a good scoring for him. 7, right? Yeah, takes 2 red. See, at this point, I could have ended it probably, right? I got a big enough lead, I could probably just ended it. But it looks like he's going for this second column, which I'm not going to have my second column yet, right? So I decide not to end it, which I could have. Just take the 2 blue now before they do. And then I get a treat here because I need red. They're not together. This is a very good scoring opportunity, right? That's 8. So this should be prevented if possible. So what does Yaya do? He puts these white together for me. I just take them as one lump sum. True Blue puts one in his top column there. Yep, gives me the red I need. So if you look at the scoring for that turn, right? I gained 7 points for the red. I gained 8 points for the blue-white, and then 4 points for the blue. So that's a lot of points. Okay, this is the final turn. Obviously, I want to fill in the top 3 rows. I can understand why True Blue does what he does here. He takes a blue on his turn. But I'm taking the black to start it so I can try to fill in this 3. Because I know Yaya wants one of these, so I want to make sure I get what I need to, right? So True Blue gets a 9-point play here. Fills a column, so that's an additional 7 at the end of the game, right? So I look at this, I'm like, okay. There's 5 here, right? I decided to take a chance here. If Thunder takes the black, it's not connected really to anything, right? So it's not going to score him a bunch of points. So I don't think he would do that. So he tries to fill in the red at the bottom here for a 3rd column, which we're not going to let him do, obviously. Like, nobody's going to let him do that. You're better off going for this yellow, right? Maybe people aren't paying attention. They'll let you get 10 points there, right? So yeah, places the black on the first line, which then puts me in panic mode. Like, okay, I have to finish off the black, right? This is also a dangerous position, right? Because if they move all the whites out to the center, then I'm still going to do it, but I'm going to lose points along the way, right? So, but True Blue is more worried about scoring this blue here. Two red here to prevent this. So I finished that off. I'm good. I don't have to worry about anything else. Now, if I was True Blue, looking at his board right now, I would take one of the reds and put it in this 2 slot. Because he's not going to score this, right? He has potential to score this. So, to me, this is the obvious play, right? Nope, he puts it in his bottom row. See, this is the type of plays you got to understand that you can't make, because Sure, you might put it here and not score, right? But you might score. This you'll never score. There's a difference between never and might, right? I might score here, I'll never score here. Right? Yeah. Puts a yellow for a 6-point play at the end here. I've had enough of this silly game. I'm going to take the 3 whites and put them in the bottom because there's nothing else I can score. Look what's floating out here. 1, 2. And then of course, yeah, just throws this on his factory floor. Bank. Okay. That was a 10-point, 7-point, 8-point play, right? So those are my 3 scores. So that's 25 points on the last turn. And then my bonuses, I get 6 for my rows, 14 for my column, so I'm at 20. And then 10 for my blue, 115 points. So I think the key lessons to learn from this is you should pay attention to the person on your left. Try not to give them all these tiles. And if the person on the left of somebody who's winning is not doing that, then you need to take the mantle up and take care of it. I think it's also to make sure you're putting tiles in places where they're supported by other tiles to score points quicker. Like not leaving them floating out there to score 1, maybe 2 points when you can score 3, 4 points. I think that's about it. But if you like this video, please like, subscribe, maybe comment. And if you do comment, I will respond. And if you see any strategies I missed, please put them in the comments below. And thank you for watching my video.